Happy New Year, everyone. I should say delayed New Year. It's February. Due to the fact that it's actually finally 2020, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of like make this video to be a little bit more personal with you guys and kind of let you guys see kind of what my focuses are. We're gonna do this together and you're gonna learn a little bit about myself. Oddly motivating and appropriate calendar. And one thing that I've definitely been doing a lot more of in the past little while is making vision boards just like such. Now, if you aren't aware, the idea of a vision board is that it basically is something that, you know, presents all the things that you're working towards, all the things that you want in kind of one place, and then as you kind of go throughout your day you end up walking past it or seeing it or whatever, and it just kind of like reminds you and motivates you to keep pushing through whatever you're going through to kind of get there, or at least for me that's what it is. So you and I are going to be doing this together, where we're going to update this guy to 2020, 2021. A lot of people say that if you kind of have like this sort of layout of what you want to achieve, if you have it written down or some other kind of form of reminding yourself of what you want, that you are way more likely to achieve them. During the time that I've been using a vision board, I have not only passed my electrician course for my first year, but I've also gained my first toolbox, which was really sick, and debt-free. If you've seen my truck, you can only imagine what the payments and insurance were like for a 20-year-old, maybe even 19-year-old I think when I got it. I'm definitely very proud to be able to say that I am at the point in my life where I am, and that I've worked hard enough to kind of get there. But anyways, that's like a totally different topic. Today we're talking about the future, not the past. So let's kind of get to it. Okay, so like I said, this is my previous goals, but I think I could update this to make it a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take everything off, and then I'm going to put things back on that are still relevant and such. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make some new ones to kind of add on to the board that are a little bit more relevant. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna quickly explain kind of what they mean to me. And there's one thing I forgot actually. Alana put this on my desk one time when I was kind of having a bad week. So this is gonna be in no particular order. One of the ones that I really need to work on the most, kind of odd. I would assume that not many people would totally get this one just by looking at it, is simply to take a moment and relax. I'm working, I'm doing tons of stuff around the house, I'm doing side jobs when I can, and then I'm trying to do YouTube on top of that, kind of as a side gig, and it's just the fact that I don't really take time to go and hang out with friends. I don't take time to sit down and just relax, play video games. I don't give myself any time to do anything that I just want. I just keep working. I really also need to make sure to focus on is my relationship. If you have not met her, say hi.
Hi.
My girlfriend's name is Alana. She's been in about probably 2 or 3 of the videos that I've made so far. Honestly, without her help, I would not have enough time with everything that's always going on between YouTube, work, and going to the gym, and literally all the different things that I do that kind of just take away my time. Without her, I would not be able to do the things that I do. And so I very much so appreciate that. I've always had like a family pet in my life, and Alana and I recently got a kitty Miko. You should follow my Instagram so you can see my cat, essentially. I literally watched that thing like probably 25 different times. But the one thing that I've kind of never had, I've had cats, I've had dogs, I've had, well, Alana had a snake at one point. Like, I would love to actually go out and pick my own dog. That's one thing that I would really enjoy, I think, one day. Now, being that it's an automotive channel, I should probably bring up some kind of car things, find another Duratec, put it into blue this summer, hopefully, and then that way, just in case, let's say something happens to Zeus or Envy, Envy's Alana's car, by the way, then we have a backup vehicle, so that way we don't have to go out and buy another vehicle just to get us by up until we can fix our vehicle. We have our own garage. You should actually check out the video that I made for cleaning the garage. I'll link it up top there. It was probably so far my favorite video that I've made. You'd enjoy it. Go check it out after. I'm gonna kind of consider this as a house and shop. Later down the road, I'll probably update this again, so that way it kind of more so realistically leads to the idea and perception of wanting a shop. I do plan on doing a build series inside the garage that we have now, because I have a lot of ideas that I want to do to it. You probably wouldn't expect this. One thing that I very much so enjoy is learning different languages. Now, whether you like French or not, I would really actually enjoy being able to speak more French. I did take some French for 3 years. My whole middle school was French. And to go with that, I also want to learn some Spanish. And I have tons of friends, honestly, that speak Spanish, so it would be very cool to be able to talk with them, and I think that'd be I would enjoy the experience of being able to interact in a different language. Now, being that I have my massive toolbox, I need to come up with some things to put inside of it. I do have enough tools. Like, if I need a tool, I go out and buy it. I've wanted one of these for probably about the last 2 to 3 years, and I think it would be absolutely incredible to finally get one at some point. So I'm putting this on the board for sure. And this kind of, I guess, goes slightly in hand with the relaxing and stuff and taking the time to just enjoy life, is sports. I am a very active person. We go to the gym as many times as we can in a week. I will play sports with someone till they literally drop. I will not stop. I just enjoy competitions. I enjoy playing games, stuff like that. But I feel like I need to narrow this down quite a bit more. So we're going to crumple this up today, and we're going to update it. I have 2 things that I kind of want to replace that with. I think, really enjoy getting into kickboxing classes. I have done fighting courses in the past through school, and I think it would be awesome to kind of get back into that if I can. This next one, I'm actually working on it a little bit more than you might think. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I already anticipate it's going to take another 2 years or so. I would absolutely love to get into racing and drifting. Specifically, I think drifting would probably be my favorite. Growing up in Canada, like, I was one of those hood rat kids that would just go around like drifting everywhere. Like, I've always loved, absolutely loved, just going fast and just driving a car. Not gonna lie, I love my truck. I love Zeus. I love my bike. But neither of them are anything close to doing this. I would die if I got to do that. I do enjoy weight training. You know, I'm not trying to go for that. At the same time, I do enjoy the feeling of progression, of the physical and mental push while you work out. I definitely respect it, and I find a lot of motivation through it. And it's just a constant reminder that you just have to keep pushing through things. You know, when you got at least like another 2 reps in you and you are so drained, you are so tired, exhausted, you just feel like quitting, you can't. You push through it and you just keep doing the best that you can. So I find it as much of a mental exercise as much as it is a physical exercise. As well as I enjoy having a more muscular physique. I'm not buff by any means. Like, I wish to at some point be a little bit more recognizable for a stronger physique. I feel like I am making steps in the right direction, though, to kind of get to where I want to be. We're going to do some quick inspirational quotes. I never lose. I either win or I learn. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Which is honestly a favorite of mine, because I feel like I relate to that very much so right now, trying to go through this whole YouTube thing. This one's a little bit sappier, I guess. I think it is a good reminder for anyone that's working towards something. People that feel like they're all in it by themselves, that don't feel like they have anyone there for them. Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know that they're always there. And I think a lot of people should listen to that message. There's always someone there for you, no matter what kind of situation you're in. Just keep it in mind, you're never truly alone, which is how you might feel when you literally constantly work and you never relax. Hence why I save it. We're finally just about done. If you made it this far in the video, put in the comments down below what your #1 goal is for 2020. What's your New Year's resolution? What are you aiming for? I want to hear what you guys are aiming for. And thanks for making it this far. Now, this is kind of like a two-piece. Oh, I just ripped one. Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. This is a photo of San Francisco. I would love to take a trip down to LA or San Francisco one day. If I was lucky enough, maybe at some point meet a lot of the vloggers that are down that way. Now the reason I say it's a two-piece is because I'm also going to put BC in there, which is also where I believe Robbie Ferreira lives right now. I was within like probably 20 minutes of where Robbie probably lives. I almost felt like messaging him. I think that'll have to wait for the future. If things work out, then maybe I'll get the opportunity one day. But the catch with this one is I would actually like to drive there. I would rather have like my own car or a bike, something like that, and just like go and explore maybe some of the mountains and stuff like that. I've gone out there many times, but I have never realistically done it with like one of my own vehicles. I've never gone out there and just hit side roads and stuff like that. Not something I'm aiming to do right away. I would absolutely love to have an R1. This is almost exactly the bike that I want to get next. Although I do want to keep Rogue. I basically have plans to put a cage, I suppose, on Rogue. And then I would turn Rogue into a kind of stunt bike, and this would be more so my long trips or my race bike, whatever you want to consider it, because I at some point want to also get into racing on speedways with motorcycles. Even if it's not at a professional level, I just think it'd be awesome to take a bike down to a track. So this doesn't only mean that I want to get this bike, but it also means that I want to essentially cage my bike. Either way, I think at some point in the future, that's gonna have to happen. Okay, so I saved some of the best ones for last. One's kind of a surprise that I don't believe said on the channel yet, and the next ones are kind of just very simple. You might even see them coming. I think everyone that is going to make a video like this and post it on YouTube needs to have this on their vision board. It is a YouTube sticker. The fact of the matter is, I've always enjoyed making videos. I've always been creative. Doing stuff like YouTube videos would definitely be something that I'd be interested in. I am constantly on YouTube enjoying others' content, and I really would enjoy being the person that people are watching. So I think at some point I would enjoy being able to make this a full-time career. But I'm gonna try my best to stay consistent, and I'm not one to give up, so in the end I think this is gonna work out. I mean, another thing is too, at the end of the day, I'm literally just recording things that I would be doing with or without, so either way I'm heading in the right direction for myself. It's just whether this takes off, I don't know if it will. Hopefully one day though, because honestly I would absolutely love to be the next automotive vlogger. I would absolutely love that. I would love to be able to go on these trips and meets and stuff with Robbie Ferreira and Kings Must Rise, It's Birdie, and you know, all these different guys, not only from my area but even down in the US and stuff like that. I would absolutely love to be a part of that. So obviously this was going to be on there somewhere. And then to go with that, I have this guy, which basically goes over my kind of goals as far as where I want to be, if I can, by the end of the year. I think it's going to be a very big challenge. I honestly don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to do my absolute best to kind of hit these goals. On the back, as kind of like a cool thing, I thought I could write down essentially where I was when I started, like when I wrote these down. And these are actually statistics I used to hit before when I started YouTube. Unlisted all of these different videos about when I was doing video games and stuff like that and posting them. And these were the numbers I was hitting, so I am wanting to hit the exact same numbers I've already hit at my maximum peaks. but for this automotive channel instead. So this guy is going to go right underneath the YouTube. And drum roll please, this is the final and probably one of the most important ones that I have on here. This is one of the top things that I have wanted for years, and I literally have been sitting with this on the back burner for pretty much since I got my truck. In fact, I almost came close to doing this instead of getting my truck, is I want to get a new car. I have one person on this entire planet other than myself that actually knows. Not even Alana knows. None of my friends know. One person knows what vehicle this is, and I intend on getting it. I can't give you guys any hints. Not gonna lie, I am gonna do everything that I possibly can to reach every single one of these. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff going on. Yeah guys, that's the board. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope this maybe motivates you guys to kind of really think about what you want, so that way you can kind of have a upper hand on actually reaching your goals. Thanks for sticking around if you guys have made it this far. Honestly, I'm trying really hard with these videos, so it means a lot when I get to see that people are like actively trying to be engaged or are genuinely interested in the kind of content that I'm putting out. If you haven't already, make sure to click that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're interested in seeing where the channel goes, feel free to click that sub button, and don't forget to hit the bell on your way out. I hope you guys have a good one. Oh wow, that's zoomed in. Nope, wrong way. Okay, cool, let's retry that. Too bad it's February. Well, that sounds about right. So, okay, I'm not holding it upside down this time.